Well, continuing our talk about safety at Noble's Hospital. You're saying only one in the last 5 years, but I've heard reports about some of your surgeons who may or may not still be there, that corrective surgery has had to be then undertaken across in the UK at both Manchester and Liverpool. Do you accept that has been the case?
That has happened, and
now that is therefore poor surgeons, isn't it, operating? That you've had to go and place these people into the UK system to correct something that's gone wrong here?
Yeah, there's lots of reasons why operations don't go as planned. One of the reasons is operator error, but that error can occur for a number of reasons. If something goes wrong, if an operation goes wrong, we investigate what went wrong. Recently, as you know, we had a spate of complications from complex colorectal surgery, and when we became aware of this, we stopped all colorectal surgery whilst we investigated what was happening. It was unclear at the beginning what had gone wrong or why it had gone wrong, and there could have been a number of factors, and that is why I stopped all surgery temporarily whilst we looked into what had happened.
And that's all documented, but there has been other surgeons who have not been up to standard. I understand, obviously, because no one's going to talk to me on the record, but I hear lots of things. And they were incompetent almost, according to other staff. Some staff even refused to work with these people. And at the time, there was no procedures to get the alarm bells ringing from you. Do you accept that?
No, I don't accept that, because there's always been mechanisms in place in the hospital to allow staff to make their concerns known to me or to other members of the management team or to their own line managers.
But you say that, but this letter that was recently put out by various surgeons was because things weren't being addressed, surely. Isn't that where the situation we're in today, that you're making this sort of presentation, that because there was seen to be no way of addressing these issues without going public?
The 10 consultants who signed the letter at the end of last year were concerned about the care of a particular group of patients, and they were concerned that we had not responded to those to their concerns quickly enough, and we responded to that by allowing any member of staff in the hospital to tell us where they had most concerns, where they thought patient safety or patient care was most at risk of falling below standard, and we are now taking steps to address that. At no point has there ever been a time when those concerns could not have been brought to someone's attention.
But going back to patients who went across to have corrective surgery, I think is a terminology, after things not going to plan here, outside the ones you just mentioned there, these are other people that have been working for the hospital in the past. Do you accept that your standards weren't up to current standards? I mean, you were failing the patients.
I don't accept that we were failing the patients. I accept that errors occur in medicine and in surgery, and when those errors do occur, patients may suffer. It's the hospital's responsibility to recognise those errors and to take corrective measures, and if necessary, prevent them occurring again by taking some steps to correct whatever it was that caused the error in the first place. That may be an individual, it may be a team of individuals, or it may be some other problem with the provision of care.
Do you accept that you did have some surgeons that were not up to what the standard that should have been at? Do you accept that?
We've had reviews by the Royal College of Surgeons who've looked into the standard of care provided by general surgery, for instance, in the hospital, and they have found no problem with the standard of care.
So you have always been happy?
We've not always been happy, because otherwise we wouldn't have arranged the reviews in the first place.
Were there some surgeons that worked for Nobles who have now left because you were not happy with them? Let's try that.
There's no surgeon who has been dismissed because of incompetence or failure to meet a certain standard. We have had surgeons or doctors dismissed for other conduct issues, and we have had surgeons who have attended for update training or retraining.
Okay. I mean, lots of people watch these videos, especially those probably going into hospital, it seems, because this is their moment when they're terrified. So what can you say to them now?
I can reassure them that everything is done that needs to be done to maintain patient safety and maintain standards of care in the hospital, and that this is something that's an ongoing process. We respond to complaints, we respond to concerns are raised by staff and by patients and their carers, and if they believe that there's something not right about their care, they must let us know straight away, and we'll address whatever issues there are.
And you are happy with the way you have handled this?
I'm happy that the hospital has in place the correct systems, and I'm happy with my personal role in this. I would be happier if no patient ever came to any harm at all, but realistically that is never ever going to happen in any healthcare organisation in the world. So we will continue to reduce the risk, I hope, of that happening to any patient on the Isle of Man, but it's not going to be ever totally safe, because if you come to hospital, you're ill.